Okay, good morning all. So as I told you, the last session on the module 1, okay, so that is MOSFET small signal operation, MOSFET biasing, everything will be cleared by discussing this one problem. Okay, so this problem is based on biasing using a gate to drain feedback resistor. Okay, so using that model, amplifier is built. So figure shows a discrete common source MOSFET amplifier utilizing the drain to gate feedback biasing arrangement. The input signal Vi is coupled to the gate via a large capacitor. So this infinity stands for large capacitor. Okay. And the output signal at the drain is coupled to the load resistor RL via another large capacitor. So normally at the load side, you will have load resistor, and again, this capacitor is large. Okay. And which is connected to the drain side. So what we have to determine small signal voltage gain. Okay. So AV. So we have derived the formula in the last session. So small signal voltage gain you have to derive. So what is input resistance and the largest allowable input signal. So these three things you have to calculate. So what are the things given then? Okay. So the resistor values are given: RD 10 kilo ohm, RG 10 mega ohm, RL 10 kilo ohm. Okay. All these are given. So along with, so even VDD is given 15 volt. Along with that, we require certain other device parameters like threshold voltage is 1.5 volt is given. Kn dash W by L is 0.25 milliamps per volt square, and VA value is given, which is required to calculate the R0. When we are doing the voltage gain, we are going to find the model. In the model, we require a output resistance R0. Yesterday we have discussed, right? To calculate that, we require VA value, that is also given. Assume the coupling capacitors to be sufficiently large so as to act as short circuits at the signal frequencies of interest. Okay, so that's already done. Assume it as infinity. Okay, so here normally Vi is given input, and it is given to a MOSFET. MOSFET acts as an amplifier, and that amplified output will be available at the drain terminal. Okay, so for that, the drain to gate feedback resistor biasing arrangement is used. Okay, so we have to start with step by step. First, we need to calculate the DC. Okay, biasing drain current we need to calculate ID. Okay, so from there our solution starts. So we'll see how we will proceed. Okay, so it's a very simple problem, but grouping all the concepts. Okay, we first evaluate the DC operating point. Okay, for that we use the basic equation. I told you have to remember whenever we discuss MOSFET, this equation should be remembered. What is that? ID equal to 1 by 2 Kn dash W by L VGS minus VT whole square. Okay, so we'll substitute now. All the values are given. Kn dash W by L, they are given 0.25 milli. Okay, so we can keep the drain current in milli. That's why I have not considered 10 to the power minus 3 separately. And here I have VGS minus VT. So VT value is 1.5 is substituted. So VGS is not known. Okay. So where we have neglected the channel length modulation effect for simplicity. So this is a throughout we are using. Lambda is equal to 0. Next thing, since the DC gate current is 0, okay, there will be no DC voltage drop across RG because we are using a gate to this one feedback arrangement, right? So because of that, we can, wherever VGS is there, I can substitute VD. Okay, so in this arrangement, there is no source side resistor also connected. So it is VGS equal to VDS, VDS is equal to VD, we can say. So the same thing we can substitute in equation 1. Okay, so when we substitute that, what will happen? 0.25 by 2 is written here, 1.125. Then VGS plus VD I have substituted. So VD minus 1.5 whole square. Make it as equation number 2. So also we know that from the equation, what is the VD value? Okay, so VD equation also we know. Okay, in the DC biasing we have understood, which is nothing but the VDD, the supply what you have applied, minus the voltage drop across RD. That is given as Ohm's law, current into resistor, ID into RD. Okay, so VDD value is 15, and we don't know the ID value. So that's why I will substitute RD value, which is 10 kilo ohm. So I will substitute just as 10 ID, 15 minus 10 ID. Okay, so this is equation number 3. So now equation 2 and 3, okay, we can merge and we can solve for ID. Okay, so wherever VD is there, I can substitute 15 minus 10 ID, and I solve A minus B whole square formula. I can substitute and I can solve the for ID. Okay, or from the equation, what you can write for ID is 15 minus VD by 10. Okay, so this is equation number 4. So VD we can substitute, or you can substitute for ID. Anyhow you can do. Okay. So this may be getting complex. 15 minus 10 ID, if you substitute here, again it may get complex. Instead, you can substitute in ID and you can substitute first, find out VD, and then you can come back and substitute VD value here. You can get the ID. So anyhow you can solve. Okay, equation 3 and 4 you can use anyhow. Okay. So hope it is understood so far. So we have taken this basic equation of ID, whatever values we know, we substituted it here. And then since we have used a gate to drain feedback resistor arrangement, from this arrangement, we know that VGS equal to VD, which we have discussed already. Okay. So that I have substituted here. So from this, again, we know VD value for gate to feedback resistor, this VDD minus ID RD. Again, VDD and RD value substituted, and I have written. So either you can substitute this equation 3 in equation 2, or from this equation 3, you can write ID as 15 minus VD by 10. So this you can substitute in equation 2 and you can solve for VD, and then you can get the ID value. So main aim is to get the DC operating point ID and VD value. Okay. So that we are doing first. Hope you have understood this till equation 4. So now substituting ID value in equation 2. So what will happen? So here ID value I have substituted 15 minus VD by 10, then 0.125 was there, then VD minus 1.5 whole square. So this is 15 minus VD. So this 10 I have cross multiplied here, it becomes 1.25. Okay. And this is I have applied A minus B whole square. So it is A square plus B square minus 2AB. Okay. So A square is VD square, 1.5 square is plus 2.25 minus 2AB. 2 into 1.5 is 3 into VD. So that's why you got 3 VD. So we'll try to solve that. We'll get a quadratic equation or a degree equation. We'll try to solve. So 15 minus VD. So here we'll just multiply 1.25 VD square. Then 1.25 into 2.25. It will give you 2.8125. Can you use the calculator? Then 1.25 into 3 will give you 3.75 VD. Okay. So once everything is there, we can rearrange the equation now. So 1.25 VD square I have written first. Then you have VD minus 3.75 VD is there. Here minus VD is there. If you take this minus VD that side, it will become plus VD. So see here written down, and then constant. So 2.8125 plus is there, and here plus 15 is there. It becomes minus 15 when it comes this side, and we have equated it to 0. Okay. So everything we have clubbed it. So now we'll simplify. This is as it is 1.25 VD square. Then minus 3.75 plus 1, it becomes minus 2.75 VD. And then this subtraction will give you minus 12.1875 answer. Okay. So make this as equation number 5. So you solve this equation. Go to calculator in complex mode. Okay. So you have the equation or degree. So equation, you have two things. One is unknowns and degree. Go for degree and give the degree 2. Okay. And then give the ABC value. A as 1.25, B as minus 2.75 and C as minus 12.1875. When you give this value, so it will give you two answers. Okay, because it is degree 2, no? So VD 2 values it will give. So one, it is giving minus 2.2. It is a minus value. It is not accepted. And another value it will give you 4.4 that we will consider in this solution. Okay, so VD value you will get it as 4.4 volt. Then what we will do? Substituting VD value in equation 4. So we have to get the ID value. No, this equation only we have substituted there. This equation. Okay. 15 minus VD by 10 is nothing but ID. So that VD value I will substitute here 4.4. So 15 minus 4.4 by 10 will give you, it is 1.06 milliamp. So this 10 was kilo ohm. That's why it comes here as milliamp. That's why I have not substituted milli, kilo. I have not substituted. Just numbers I have put. Okay. So it is a rule that always a resistor value will come in kilo and drain current value will come in milli. Okay. So 1.06 milliamps and VD value got. So because of this DC operating point understood, MOSFET biasing you understood now. So similarly, we continue the MOSFET small signal operation now. So in small signal operation, what will come? The GM value, all right? Transconductance value will come, and then we'll find out the voltage gain, which is a required thing, right? So that we'll do. For that, we'll write the model first. Okay. So what is the model? So you know the MOSFET model. Okay. So the same circuit we'll be having. Okay. So for this circuit is required. So what was your circuit? So this comes, right? Gate, then this is the drain side, and this is the source side. Okay. So if you see the equivalent model, so at the gate side you have VGS, only VGS. This is the MOSFET equivalent model, and this is the GM into VGS, and this is the R0. This you have seen in earlier case. Okay. So this is the MOSFET model. Then along with that, what you have in circuit, that we are going to do. Okay. So at the drain side you have the RD, which is connected to VDD, right? And you have also connected RL through coupling capacitor, right? So that will come in parallel with this R0. Okay. And across RL we are measuring the V0. Then how comes this RG? Since this is a feedback between gate to drain, that's why in normal MOSFET model it was empty, right? There is nothing is connected here. But in this biasing arrangement, there is a RG connected between gate to drain terminal. That's why here RG come over. And then input VI will be connected at the gate to source. So that's why here VI is shown. So this is how we write the model. Okay, in the model discussion only we have told, right? So along with model, remaining things will come over there. So just yesterday's model I will show you. So this is the model. This is the MOSFET model, plus or minus VGS, GM, VGS, R0 and S. So this is the MOSFET model. But now the problem, in the problem, what circuit they have given, this circuit they have given. So wherever this MOSFET is there, I will just replace the MOSFET model. Okay. But remaining things I have to consider. No, see here, RD is connected here. Okay. So this is a DC voltage. This will be short circuited. That's why it is not considered. Okay. So while discussing models, we have told that, right? So that's why 15 volt is not considered in the model. Only RD 10 kilo ohm is considered, which is connected between the drain terminal and the ground. So when you make this as short, so it becomes ground here, right? So another terminal is connected to ground. That's why this comes in parallel with the R0. Similarly, RL is connected between drain and ground. So that's why it also comes in parallel with that side. And here RG is there, which is present between the gate and drain terminal. That's why that MOSFET, whatever empty space was there, it is filled by this RG. Okay. So this is how the model. So without model, we could not find out the transconductance or small signal operation. We could not do, right? Model is required. Only then we can find out the voltage gain. Okay. That's why model is written next. Hope you understood. So this is the calculation. So just explanation. Figure shows the small signal equivalent circuit of the amplifier, where we observe that the coupling capacitors have been replaced with short circuits and the DC supply has been replaced with a short circuit to ground. Okay. So that is about the explanation of this circuit. I hope you got this. Okay. So clearly work out that. Then since RG is very large, 10 mega ohm, the current through it can be neglected compared to that of the controlled source, GM VGS, enabling us to write for the output voltage. Okay. So the IG value is normally in this flow, it is current is 0. Okay. Because of high resistance. Okay. Current is 0. So now we'll take up the small signal operation equation. Okay. So what we have taken there previously. So when I am discussing the V0. Okay, so the output voltage is nothing but the input voltage into this is the formula you had, right? So you remember when I am discussing previously, I have that equation. AV is equal to, just recall the notes. I will show you that instead of writing better, it is showing only better for this model. Okay, so for the model which I have shown you yesterday, this model, this was the AV, right? So VD by VGS equal to minus GM RD parallel to R0. VD is nothing but output voltage. VGS is nothing but input voltage. Okay. So this VD only I will write it as V0 now. And this VGS I will multiply with this minus GM into VGS. And then RD is there, R0 is there. Along with one new resistor come now in the circuit. What is that? RL has come. So that I have to include. Okay. And because of that, this formula I have written. Hope you understood why I write this formula. Okay. So V0 is output voltage, drain voltage equal to minus GM into VGS. So this divided by VGS was there. No, I took it here. Already RD and R0 was there earlier, right? So along with RL came now because of the change in the circuit. Okay. So now since VGS equal to VI, the voltage gain is, so from this, what is voltage gain is about V0 by VI equal to this, just VGS will come in denominator, which is substituted as VI. So only this one will remain minus GM RD parallel RL parallel R0. So we know the RD value here, RL value. We don't know R0 value. R0 value you have to calculate from the formula, and also GM value we have to calculate. So that we do first, and then we can get the small signal voltage gain, which is the first required parameter in the problem. So the value of GM is given by, so you have GM, many formulas are there, 2-3 formulas I told you yesterday, right? Told you to work out. So one of the formula is the simple one, Kn dash W by L, VGS minus VT. Okay, so everything we know here, that's why I have taken this. So Kn dash W by L, they have given 0.25 milli, and then VGS minus VT is 4.4 is VGS, nothing but VD. Okay, in this drain to gate feedback resistor bias arrangement, we know that VD equal to VGS. That's why VGS value is nothing but VD value, which is 4.4. Okay, minus VT is given in the problem 1.5 substituted. So it is milli is there. That's why answer also you have to keep in milli. Okay, so 4.4 minus 1.5 into 0.25 will give you the transconductance value as 0.725 milliamps per volt. Transconductance, right? Current per voltage ratio. That's why amps comes, then volt. And since it is milli is there in this problem, so that milli also will come over here. Okay, so that is the answer. So this is the first value GM. Similarly, I want the R0 value here. Okay, so once I know, I can calculate the voltage gain. So for that, I will go for next slide. So where I will determine the R0 value. So the output resistance R0 is given by this formula, right? So if VA is given in negative or positive, so you have to take always magnitude, right? This is the formula I gave you yesterday. R0 equal to magnitude of VA by ID. So VA value they have given 50 substituted, and ID value we have calculated, right? So 1.06 milli. I have not written that milli because if you take it numerator, you have to consider here kilo. That is only the concept. So when you take this ratio, you'll get 47 kilo ohm. Okay, so this is the acceptable value of R0. Yesterday I told you the R0 value should not be less than 10 kilo ohm. Its range is 10 kilo ohm to 1000 kilo ohm. Yesterday I mentioned no in one of the sentence. If you have written down the notes, go through it. Okay, so it is in the acceptable range. So R0 value comes as 47 kilo ohm. Okay, if you are getting 46 point something, you approximate it to 47, no issues. Okay, so now we'll substitute in the voltage gain formula. So minus GM value I have substituted, which is also in milli. Okay, so since I have not considered because this is milli and these resistor values are in kilo ohm. Okay, so this kilo and milli get cancelled out. That's why just numbers you can write down here. Okay, so the RD value is 10 kilo ohm. Okay, and RL value also 10 kilo ohm, and R0 value is 47 kilo ohm, which is calculated. So how to calculate the parallel resistance values? Equivalent resistance is equal to it is divided by it will come, right? So you know how to solve that. Okay, so 3 values are there. So whatever I have written, it is not perfectly correct. Okay, so you know parallel case 1 by R equivalent is equal to, so I should not be written this. Okay, so when you use the same, you will not get same answer. So just use this. Okay, 1 by R equivalent equal to this value 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 plus 1 by 47. So then you have to take the reciprocal of that answer and you have to multiply with the 0.725. Okay, when you do that, so use the calculator. Okay, so easily you will get the answer. So you'll get minus 3.3 volt per volt because it is voltage gain, no? So output also voltage, input also voltage. So normally write volt per volt. So this is the answer you'll get for the first part, voltage gain. Okay, so I hope you understood. So calculation part, you use the calculator and try to do it when you are writing the notes. Okay, so it is your job to do that. Okay, so second thing what they have asked is the input resistance. Okay, to evaluate the input resistance Rin, we note that the input current is given by. So input resistance is nothing but what? Resistance is nothing but voltage by current. So if we want the input voltage, we know we require the input current. Okay, so input current is given by, so how you give Vi minus V0 by Rg from the equivalent diagram. So I show you that. So from this diagram, okay, so what is current? II is nothing but, so this is the Vi. So here Vi is there and here V0 is there. Okay, in this upper part. Okay, so this Vi minus V0 divided by Rg, right? So this resistance will give you this current I. Okay, so like a node voltage, right? So this is a node voltage at G, the node value is Vi, and at the D, the value is across this is same, right? You know that in parallel connection, voltage across the element is same. That's why it is V naught. So Vi minus V naught divided by current. Okay, so divide by resistance will give you the input current. So that expression only I have written there. Okay, so I hope you get it. Sorry. So this is what I have written, Vi minus V naught by Rg. So now I split this Vi by Rg minus V naught by Rg. Okay. Again, how I split is because I will take Vi by Rg as common, so that I will get first term as 1. Okay. And then to get the V naught by Rg, so I have to do V naught by Vi. So here Vi cancel out, you'll get V naught by Rg. So why I have took this form? Because V naught by Vi is nothing but the voltage gain, right? So voltage gain we have calculated already, because we don't know the output voltage, right? V naught we don't know, Vi also we don't know, right? So without that, how we have to do? So we have to use the voltage gain. For that, I did this simplification. Okay. So now I got 1 minus AV. So just AV whatever calculated, I will substitute here. So Vi by Rg outside 1 minus this V naught, okay, by Vi. This voltage gain is given as minus 3.3. So minus of minus plus, it becomes 4.3. Okay, so 4.3 into Vi by Rg, you will get it as current I. Okay, the input current. Okay, but what you require to calculate here is the input resistance. Input resistance is given by Vi by Ii. So I have to take the ratio. Just both I have in single equation. So just I have to take Vi divided by Ii. So then what happens? This Rg will go in the numerator and 4.3 will come in the denominator. So that's what written over here. Rg by 4.3. Rg value, you know, 10 mega ohm is given in the problem. So you substitute it, divide by 4.3 and use the calculator, you will get 2.33 mega ohm. Okay, so hope you understood how we calculate the values. So this is the final answer of input resistance. So you got the two values. Now we need to find the maximum allowable voltage swing. So for that, we need to use the diagram. Yesterday, previously I did it. Okay, just I will please show you. Okay, this diagram you have seen previous to previous class, right? So maximum allowable voltage swing they have asked, right? So for that we'll be using this condition, Vd minimum equal to Vg max minus Vt, Vd max less than Vdd. So this is the maximum allowable voltage swing. So this range I need to find out from the given problem. Okay, so that is the third part they have asked in the problem. Okay. Okay. So see here, so we have calculated here the voltage gain, small signal voltage gain AV we have calculated, input resistance also calculated, and left out is largest allowable input signal. So only that we have to calculate now. Okay. Okay. The largest allowable input signal, so we'll name it as Vi subscript, some small signal. Okay. So is determined by the need to keep the MOSFET in saturation at all times. So what was the condition in numerator? That VDS should be much greater than VGS minus VT. Enforcing this condition with equality at the point VGS is maximum and VDS is correspondingly minimum. So there we have written VG max minus VDS minimum, right? So that we interpret here. So that is, we'll write VDS minimum equal to, that is the bottom point, which is equal to VG max minus VT. So what is VDS minimum? VDS minimum means VDS minus, okay, voltage gain into that small signal. Okay, input small allowable input signal Vi dash, we will just multiply, and VG max means VGS plus Vi dash. So here my minimum I have subtracted, for maximum I have added it here. Okay, minus VT. So now we'll substitute this value of VT, VDS, everything, and we'll get the Vi. So we need to find this Vi value. Okay, so maximum allowable voltage swing. So VDS minus AV into Vi dash equal to VGS plus Vi dash minus VT. Same equation I have taken here because of the next slide. Substituted here, VDS is nothing but VD, right? 4.4. AV value is 3.3 because it is magnitude I have considered. So that's why it is minus 3.3. If you have removed this minus magnitude term, then it becomes plus 3.3 here. Okay. So that's why this magnitude. Okay. Only magnitude means how much time. right? Maximum allowable swing means how much time it is expanding, right? So 3.3 times, okay? Vi equal to VGS, again VGS value is also equal to VD 4.4, then it is the added Vi dash minus 1.5. So here VGS and VDS is same, so both are cancelled out, okay? So what is remaining here is this minus 3.3. if I take right side, so what will happen, it is plus 3.33, so it is 4.3 Vi dash will come, and this minus 1.5, if you take left side, it will become plus, or rearrange it, you got 4.3 Vi dash equal to 1.5. From this you will get this small signal allowable voltage swing as 0.34 volt. So meaning in the negative direction, this input signal amplitude results in VGS minimum equal to, okay? So we'll substitute now VDS minus that, no? So now we substitute this 0.34, we'll subtract from the VD value. So it is 4.06. That is the level. So bottom it is touching 4.06, which is larger than VT, right? VT is 1.5. It should be larger than that. Only then transistor MOSFET is conducting. So thus the transistor remains conducting. So that is the satisfiable condition. Okay. So from there only we started the discussion, right? So this one VGS minus VT, right? So 4.4 minus that value. Okay, it should be more than VT. So for that we have taken this cap signal, okay, which is the allowable signal, which we got as 0.34. And when we subtract that from VGS value, it got 4.06, which is larger than the 1.5. So transistor is conducting and it is giving the maximum allowable voltage swing. So this is about the problem. So in this problem, you understood how to calculate the DC operating point ID and VD. So you also understood how to write the model, right? So if different circuit is given along with MOSFET resistors, how you add and find out the model, then you calculated the voltage gain, transconductance, okay, R naught value, everything, right? And even the input resistance, how to calculate also you got it, okay? So this is it, the part, okay? So with this, we complete the module 1. So what we discussed here is the 4 topics, okay? So what are that 4 topics? I will quickly revise it or summarize. First thing, we have started with the 2 biasing circuits for BJT. Okay, so biasing in BJT amplifier circuits we started. Okay, so BJT means bipolar junction transistor. It is a current control device. So all these things we started off. Okay, then we have taken the small signal operation of the BJT. So there we have taken many expression: collector current, transconductance, base current, input resistance, emitter current, input resistance, voltage gain derivation, all these things with problems also we have done. Okay, so that is about the first part of the module 1, okay, or you can say unit 1. Okay, in the second part, same thing of the model also we have discussed. Okay, and the second part we have discussed the MOSFET. Okay, so same way biasing in MOSFET we have discussed. Since you don't understand the terms in MOSFET characteristics, so I took 2 classes to understand the MOSFET characteristics. How MOSFET is in construction, device structure, how is its operation, how is its VI characteristics, and how you get that equation ID equal to 1 by 2 Kn dash W by L VGS minus VT whole square, right? So that is not there in syllabus, but still I took that 2 classes to understand the remaining concepts. Okay, after that we took biasing in BJT MOSFET amplifier circuits. So there are 2 practical circuits were there, and one more was this one. Okay, gate to drain feedback resistor. So all these are biasing circuits we discussed with problems. Okay, then we took the MOSFET small signal operation. We started off yesterday, right? And then we have seen the model. So the model is also called as hybrid phi model. So that we discussed and we see the problem. Okay, so now I have listed out some 8 questions on this whatever we have discussed. So this is the question normally asked in exam. Okay, but the problem I have not included in this question because problem is there in your notes, so that you can refer that. So the same problem with little data modification they can ask in exam. Okay, so hope you understand. Okay, so what is the first question? Explain the classical discrete circuit bias arrangement for BJT amplifier circuit. That is the first one we have discussed. It's a voltage divider bias circuit. Okay, so you need to draw the circuit. You have to explain the equations and how it is going to keep the operating point stable. So that points are there in that notes. You have to explain that. Okay, then explain the biasing arrangement for BJT using a collector to base feedback resistor. So second arrangement we have in the BJT. So that you need to again draw the circuit, necessary equations you have to write, and you have to explain how ID or VD will be the base current, collector current and collector to emitter voltage. That is the parameter, right? Operating point in BJT. So that should be stable, you have to tell. Next question, explain the small signal operation of BJT. I have clubbed here 4 questions in 1 question. Okay, so in exam they can anyone they can ask. Okay, so explain the small signal operation of BJT and derive an expression for collector current and transconductance. This is like a 1 question. Same way, explain the small signal operation of BJT and derive an expression for base current and the input resistance IB and RF R5, right? That was we have done. So that also they can ask. Or else they can also explain the small signal operation of BJT and derive an expression for emitter current and the input resistance at the emitter. So this is like another question. Then explain the small signal operation of BJT and derive an expression for voltage gain in the BJT. So all these 4 sub questions I grouped it here. So it is a 1 question, important derivations you have in this section. Okay. Then finally describe the hybrid 5 model for BJT. So BJT, how you write the model, how its modifications are there. So all these things you have to explain. Okay, depending on the marks you have to write. In exam, just they will tell you to write the hybrid 5 model of BJT for 4 marks. Then no need to explain much. If they ask describe for 8 marks or 6 marks, you need to explain that how you got that, everything. Okay, so that is what your idea is about. Okay, so everything is in notes. So just you have to coin the terms. Okay, so in exam I will give you the same question. So you should be able to prepare and answer the questions. Okay, so that's your side preparation. So next in MOSFET side, again I have 4 questions I have grouped. First one is explain the biasing arrangements in MOSFET by fixing VG and connecting a resistance in the source. So in this fixing VG and connecting a resistance in the source, there are 2 practical circuits we have seen. One is a voltage divider type circuit, another one. Okay, so both circuits have explained. So that circuit till you have to explain, you have to give example of that circuits. And problem I have not included, problem you have to do. Okay, so the same circuit they give you the data, you have to do the problems. Okay, with including problems it may become 16 questions. So that's why I have not included. Already questions are there in notes, so just go through the problems. Okay, problems also asked in exam. Okay, always 50-50. Okay, theory also can be asked, problems also can be asked. Clear? Next, explain biasing in MOSFET using a drain to gate feedback resistor. In this problem I have discussed this, right? So this is a biasing arrangement, so this also should be asked. Okay, so go through this. Then explain the small signal operation in MOSFET. And we have only 2 derivations here. One is derive an expression for drain current and transconductance. Okay, ID and transconductance, GM we have to derive. So GM, there are many derivations are there. The first derivation till equation number 9, I think. Okay, you have to do it. Or else the same question, explain the small signal operation in MOSFET, derive an expression for voltage gain they can ask. Okay, so the 2 questions will come in this small signal operation, so that you go through. Okay, notes. Then finally explain the small signal equivalent circuit models for MOSFET. Okay, so how we derived the MOSFET, this one. Okay, so it is having a voltage controlled current source of value GM VGS and input side VGS is there. Then there is a minor drawback in that model. For that we included the R0, right? Output resistance we have added. So that part you have to explain in this. Okay, so with this we complete the module 1 on the BJT as well as MOSFET. Okay, so in the next module what we discuss is the MOSFET. This discussion we will continue further. Okay, so amplifier part we will take characteristic parameters of amplifiers we'll discuss in first part, and then second part we'll discuss the oscillators. Application part of analog circuits we start taking. Okay, so we'll see in the next class. We'll give the introduction to the module 2. Okay.